So we'll get into it. So thanks everyone for joining so far. Hopefully we'll get a few more people jump on in the next few minutes, but we'll get going. So welcome to another one of the NX Witness webinars, or Network Optics webinars, should I say. We're going to be introducing the FaceMe facial recognition product from Cyberlink. We did a global webinar with this from our head office, and we thought we'd do a regional one at a better time as well, a live one for people to ask questions, or if anyone missed the last one, obviously they can jump onto this one as well. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask along the way or at the end. And at the end, Kenny or Bobby will be doing a live demo of the integration with NX and the FaceMe system. So definitely worth sticking around for, because it is a very powerful product, and they've done the integration really well. So I will hand it over to Kenny Wu from FaceMe and let him introduce his products.
Hi, thanks, James. So hi, everybody. Good morning. So this is Kenny. So I would like to thank this opportunity to introduce the FaceMe solutions by integrating with NX. So during these presentations, I will go through that some introduction of the FaceMe securities, and also show you some one of our case studies, and then I will have a demo to we will kind of playing with the NX interface to run in the FaceMe solutions. So in case that you have any questions, so you can leave your message. So we will try to answer that at the end of the presentations. Okay. So today I'm going to introduce who is Cyberlink, where we're from, and talk about our product, FaceMe Securities. And then we'll come up with the success case with our FaceMe Securities. Then we'll go through that a quick product demo. So I believe that most of you guys were very familiar with NX, so I don't want to waste your time to go through that all the detailed settings process. So I will just show you how will be shown in NX interface with FaceMe functions. Okay, so basically Cyberlink, as was founded in 1996, so we already have been in Taiwan for more than 20 years, and also be listed as a public companies in Taiwan. So we are a financially very healthy companies. We keep investing in our AI technologies, and our probably most of you heard about Cyberlink is from our Power DVD or Power Directors, is for media player or media editing software. So, but actually we do invest our facial biometric solutions, I think more than 10 years ago. So we have a subsidiary actually is up running independently using our these technologies for another B2B business. So we start to publish our FaceMe SDK and FaceMe security into the market from 2018. So probably will be the new players, but still we have a very backup with very strong R&D support. So when we talk about the facial recognition, so everybody know that the first question will be, how good is your performance? How accuracy is your systems? So according to the NIST, as a National Institute of Standard Technologies owned by US government, they have a huge millions of a database to welcome all these FR vendors to test their algorithms based on their database. So they will publish all these scored or accuracies on their website. So you can type in the NIST FRVT in your browsers, then you can find all these numbers and result from the websites. So in this page, I want to show you two of our kind of records. One is that everybody know that in the NIST testing, they have two different test categories. One is 1 by N, which means that N means that there's a database. So I give you a photo of Kenny, so you will run a system in the database and give you an idea, is Kenny in the database or not, or give you a similarities of all the list from the database. In that categories, we got like from 1.6 million database, we got a 99% accuracy, the true accept rate from Visa photos. So in these rankings, we are the number 6 globally. If we exclude China, we are number 1. So we will be the leading technologies for 1x-N technologies, performing very well in 1x-N, which means that if you have a huge database, you want to make sure that your system can quickly to precisely to find out your target, then FaceMe security will be the good of our solutions. The second category was one by one, which means that I give you a canny photos, and you have to tell me if this is when captured a live person, then the system have to tell you is a canny or not. It's one by one. So in that categories, under the wild photos. And what is wild photos? Wild photos means that the database from the NIST, wild photos always got the snapshot from the video streaming, from the cameras, from webcams. So you can see that photo is not clear like a Visa photos. So it's some blur, it's not clear or the perfect angles. So we can run this wild photos database. We got a 96% accuracy. In that testing result, as the same, we got a number 6 globally, and number 1 is Group China. So we are the only vendors of both these top 6 vendors from both 1x-N and 1x1 from the NIST ranking globally. So there are some key features of FaceMe. So first one will be the face detections. So what's special about it? FaceMe detections, we will detect from photos and from images to find out where it's a face. And then we will extract the face into a face template. What is the benefit of that? Is that the first one is that we will encrypt when we extract the photos. So which means that every photos, we don't need to keep it. We will convert these face images into a face template by encryptions. So for safety reason, and of course for GDPR, right? So when someone like maybe hack into your server, they can only get a face template, but they cannot revert the face template to a photo to find out who is a real person. So this is one of the benefit. The second benefit is that when we extract into a face template, each face size will be like a 3 to 5 kilobytes, so very small size. So you can easily to store or send this template to your backend server. So these are two benefits of by our face detection features. Second, when we receive a face template, then we can do the facial recognition and face match to the database. So this will be second. So we are also using the face template to find our target. Okay. So face attributes. So we can analyze the face like age, gender, mode, some other informations from these images. And the next one will be the image pre-processing. Actually, this is our will be our core value of our Cyberlink, because we have been providing solution for media player or media editing, so we can have this API to enhance the qualities before sending to our algorithm for computings. In that way, based on our records, that it will improve like a 12% of accuracies by these pre-processing mechanisms. That next one will be the anti-spoofing, or someone call it a liveness check. So you want to make sure that this is a live person, a real person, and in front of the camera, not using the photos or video to cheating the systems. So we have these features. The next one and the last one will be the most important and very popular one for mask detection and recognitions. So even though people wearing a mask, and from our system, you still can do the facial recognition, even though they are wearing a mask. And some of our masks will ask about how's the accuracy when people wearing a mask. So let's say if without a mask, our true accept rate will be probably a 99%, right? So if wearing a mask, we are probably will be 95% still, because although you are covering most of the half or your face features under the mask, but still we can still detect and recognize and get this attribute from your eyes, from head to do the facial recognitions. So basically we have two type of product. FaceMe SDK. So by providing the SDK, we can help our partners to, based on their different OS, system OS, like Windows, Linux, JSONs, or even iOS or Android, to develop in their own applications. Our SDK can support multiple AI interference engines like VPU or GPU or MPU. So we have integrated most of the chipset with this AI interference engines. So SDK can be implemented to the server side in the edge side or edge side. So both you can have different design based on your requirement from the customers. The second product is what we are going to talk about is a FaceMe Security. It's a Windows-based application. It's end-to-end solutions. So it's truly like a plug and play. So you can just plug in the IP cameras or connect into like a annex. So you can up running with all system with the facial recognition features to identify the VIP customers, the blocked list, or you want to detect some employees. So we will go through some introduction of FaceMe Securities here. So what is FaceMe Securities? So this is an application. So you can help by connecting the surveillance cameras or VMS. So you can identify the verifications, like you want to detect who is my employees, or is a strangers, is a VIP customers. And we do support like thermal cameras by extra integrations. Like we support like FLIRs, the Hikvisions, the Ace Biotech, their thermal cameras. So in that situation, we can not only detect facial recognition, we can also have the temperatures check-ins from our systems. So the most important is that when we detect or when you get this result, it's important to have a notification to your operators or administrators. So we have an API to inform different method by third parties, messengers, by email notifications, or you can have a system log, then help you to maybe can quick search from your backend systems to identify who is in the facilities or in the office. So this is the kind of a structures of our different role of FaceMe Securities. So first of all, let's take a look of the edge side. So you can set up the workstations. As the nomenclature that you can have like a CPU, like Intel CPU, i7 from, or you have a GPU to connect in to the multiple cameras, or you can have we call a security check-in add-on. So for some office, they want to have using this facial recognition as attendance systems. So employees want to make sure they got detected from the system. They can pop up a shoulder message in front of the monitors. So we have like an add-on for check-in services. And then we can have, as I mentioned, we have a thermal camera supported. So we can not just detect the face, also can show in the temperatures by integration of the thermal cameras. And the back end, of course, you have a central, we call it FaceMe Security Central. The role of here is to manage your database, right? So you can grouping your database, you can expand your database for like we have supported MS SQL for maybe you have a database for thousands or even millions of database. You want to easy to manage your database, then you can have our supported MS SQL service. And most important is that when you got any alert, you want to have a pop-up or the real-time notifications. And Cyberlink have another product we call a U messengers, like a messenger. So you can receive the real-time notifications with all these records, a small, very short video clip from our facial recognitions. And also you can have by integration of the API, you can get email notifications, maybe for Skype push notifications for these third parties. And then you always have a pop-up message or instant notifications to the NX. So these are some functions and features of we call it host systems. From the edge workstation side or PC side, the role here is that we do the face detection. As I mentioned, we will detect the images and then convert it to the face template with encryptions, and then we will send back to the centrals. So the centrals, we have web portals to help you to manage your maybe for your administrators, authorities, grouping your database, and then you can do some configuration of the IP cameras or the VM's configurations, or you can check the holders histories from the backend. And for someone to say that, hey, Kenny, I only have maybe small system, 2 or 4 cameras. Do I have to have a workstation and central separate? No, the answer is that we can combine the workstation and the central into one single server or NVR, and which means that you can always have design your own system from small scale up to the bigger to separate different rule by different system structures. So our system is very flexible for you to config and to design. So by adding the temperatures check-ins from the thermal cameras, so from this slide, it shows that even she's wearing a mask, we can identify the persons, we can get the temperatures, and even though she or he is wearing a mask or not, all this information will be records in the backend portals. So you can set up edge side, you can have an independent small PC to display the result from our systems. Of course, you have to use that thermal cameras. So you can have 2 lens. One is for checking the temperatures. Another RGB lens is for do the facial recognitions. So this is another service for check-in AI. So as I mentioned, so you can have another PC to put in on your receptions or counters. So when everybody come to in the office or buildings, they will pop up the result from the screen. So you can say, okay, this is Peter. He works in at time 9:10 o'clock. So this record will save for attendance purpose. So this is for our some of cases that using facial recognition as attendance systems. So you can set up the structure-wise, they can have independence server, but this PC is not you don't need to have very powerful because that all the facial recognition is done from the server side. So this is for only for display. So you can use that an i3 or a very small NUC to run to display this add-on service. So this is the our interface of our web portals. So you can do you can see that you can check the histories. You can filter the date. You can search for the different features, like you want to search if someone wear the mask or not. When you type in the mask, it will pop up all the people wearing a mask, or you type in just Kenny, you will filter and find out all this histories of Kenny log into the backend services. So then I want to show you one of a case using our FaceMe securities. The specialty of this case is that they're using the thermal cameras for all their the front end gateway. So we can see that they install like 10 thermal cameras for 10 doors. So in this case, they have office in commercial buildings. So they are totally have 4 floors with total and 10 entrance. So because it's a complex commercial building, so not just one company, so a lot of companies within this the buildings. So they previously they have access control. So they also send some security guys or some human resource person
I think we're just having some connection issues, so I'll just wait for to see if Kenny can get back online.
so it's like 4 meters high. So for most of the facial recognition engines, the challenge will be the angles, right? If the camera is too high, you cannot always get the very correct facial recognition result. So we do have some configurations to help our customers they can configure the we call it ROI. So they can configure where's the camera angles they want to detect, what's the distance they want to detect, which area they want to detect from in each locations. So the second challenge will be the light. So you can see there are big windows besides the entrance. So we help them to manage this setup by using our the true filter to improve our quality and make sure that we can get enhance our video qualities to do the before sending to the image to do facial recognitions. So this has been up running for 10 months. So far there's no other change at its moment. Okay. So because that we are not allowed to show the videos in the office. So I record one of our videos in our office. So this video shows that in front of the gate to do the facial recognitions. So which means that you have to have everybody to walk in to close to the template to do the facial recognition very close. So if your employees you have to line up, right? So to do every one by one to check in front of the template. So by using the cameras, the benefit is that as long as the cameras detect your face, you don't need to stop. Just walk in. All these face template will be saved and record into our systems. So I just show you the videos here. So you can see that there are multiple persons walk in the gate. They don't stop. And the left-hand side, you can see that our system can recognize almost at the same time. Stop. It's not working. Okay. So okay, so this is another videos. So this close look of the check-in service. So as you can see, that although there are the bunch of people walk in at the same times, our systems can detect and recognize, save all these records uh, in our systems. So this is something different from traditional access control, or they have using a template. So you can just have the traffic don't have to stop. You can keep the smooth traffic in your office. And then this is our web consoles. So you can check the histories of different days, search by different day, or you can search particular persons, or you can type in, okay, if you want to search like the VIPs or the blocked list, you can type in here and you will show all the result from our consoles. So in this case, that we can implement our FaceMe security in different verticals, like business, as the case showing is for commercial buildings. You want to manage your door security control. You want to have attendance systems, and for retail or hospitalities, you want to check in the customers' healthy status. You want to check in the temperatures. You want to detect for some restrict areas. And for industrial factories, it's also important that a lot of operators or workers, they are wearing a mask, and they now prefer to have touchless biometric method to access to the gate or the door. In that way, the facial recognition will be the good solutions in those type of vertical projects. So let's check what we can do for like in the commercial buildings. So we can set up front end uh, systems to detect the temperatures, to do the facial recognitions for an entrance of the buildings. And then you can check in, pop up with a welcome interface to make sure the employees or visitors can understand if he or she is detected from the system. And for like factories, for office or server rooms, you can always to design from different scale of the camera numbers. For factories, maybe you can install maybe 10 or 20 cameras. You want to step up multiple cameras with the facial recognitions. Or you want to set up just one or two cameras for your server room because not many people will go into the server rooms. In that way, you can use in a VPU or GPU to run a small scale of the systems in different locations. And then you can always set up the centrals into a backend service room, so you can protect your database in centralized server rooms.
I think we've lost Kenny again. So just give him 2 seconds. I'm sure he'll be back online, and I'll maybe ask him to stop sharing his video. He seems to be having some internet issues. Um, Hopefully it's not me that's having the issues.
The quick
Hey,
videos.
Kenny,
Yes.
can you stop sharing your video
Yes.
because your internet keeps dropping quite a lot. So it might be better to stop, turn off your camera and just share your screen just to try and save the bandwidth.
Okay.
Perfect. Hopefully that will help. All right, sorry, carry on. I just wanted to let you know that there was some bandwidth issues going on.
Okay. It's good now.
Yep, seems to be better now.
Okay. I will just skip the video one because the bandwidth issue, the internet issues. Okay. So anyway, and end of this presentation, you will have my email contact, or you can get this all these materials from Annex. So just let me know if you want to get some more videos after my presentations. Okay. System looks like. So you still have your existing systems. We will retrieve the video streaming from the NX Witness, and then we will connect it on our workstations, and then we will provide our resort and by facial recognition and send to the centrals, and central will have kind of log and inform the NX Witness. So in that way, you have a pop-up message or some notifications from the NX. So this is another video shows how to do the configuration of the NX. We'll skip this one, but actually the video will be like 2 minutes, which means that it will be easy to set up NX with FaceMe securities. So the next session here, so we will switch back to the Bobby, my colleague here. You will display this monitor. We will have some live demo here. So so I assume that you can see the live demo right now. So this is the interface of the NX. So when someone's walking, they will see other notifications, and then you will see the kind of icon here. You click on that, then you will see the playback of the event. Then if you want to search, for example, Bobby is we categorize his have a playback. This is one of the features I want to highlight. And then always you can plug in our consoles into the Witness. So in these consoles, you also can do some checking some histories. You can manage the human database over here. Some settings you can configure from our web portals. Of course, you can plug it into the NX. So basically, this kind of a quick introductions. Yeah. So I don't want to go through the whole settings. So, but we have some guideline of instructions if you are interested to test with our FaceMe securities. So in that case, that you can find my emails here. So you can just drop me an email and request for the demo license. So in that way, we can provide some trial license, so you can play with our FaceMe securities with the NX Witness. So I believe it will be very helpful if you can have a hands-on practice or playing with systems. Okay. So I think that this I've done some my presentations. So is any other questions? We're welcome to you can write down so we can help to answer.
Yeah, I think you you went a little bit choppy through parts of that, so we lost a few people off, I think. But I think it was added a lot of good value. So if anyone does have any questions, please let us know using the question panel, or you can email Kenny directly with his email address that you can see on the screen right now. We'll leave it open for a few minutes to wait to see if anyone wants to ask any questions. I have one question, Kenny. So you obviously do the temperature reading. You use the forehead to do the temperature tracking.
Yes.
Okay, and what's your accuracy levels for that?
Actually, it's depend on the different thermal camera. So I think for most of the case that the Hikvision one and it will be the like temperatures is plus and minus like 0.5 degree is acceptable. So it's
Yeah.
quite accurate.
Okay, so you don't
So
add
the distance of
you don't add any algorithms on top of it just to try and improve the accuracy of it. It's just based on what the camera delivers.
no, this accuracy is depend on the camera side.
Actually, we use our algorithm to get the correct pixel of the temperature. It's our private algorithm to do that.
Okay.
Basically, we need to make sure the thermal camera, the temperature read from the thermal camera need to be correct.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's what, because most face recognition companies that are doing anything to do with thermal, they kind of have an extra layer of kind of AI to make sure that to increase the accuracy of the thermal reading. So yeah, I thought you might be doing something.
Yeah, because actually we combine the thermal information with the RGB camera information, then we put it together to display the temperature in the specific area. And we use algorithm to get the correct point. That's what we do.
Cool. No, I don't see any questions coming in. Oh no, yeah, Steve's got a question. One moment. Just hike cameras data. So I assume he means thermal cameras. So when you're doing the thermal cameras, what thermal cameras do you support?
We support like a FLIR camera C5 and Hikvision. I think have 4 models we supported, and there's one S Biotech. It's a Taiwanese brand. They are using chipset from France. So if you want to interesting to know some our support list, you can just drop me the emails. I can give you all the supported list.
Cool. And we'll just give it a second longer, see if anyone else wants to ask any questions. If not, appreciate everyone for coming today. Apologies for some of the connection issues. I think everybody these days is doing webinars and is probably taking some global bandwidth away. But appreciate everyone's patience. And thank you, Kenny and Bobby, for joining and presenting your product, which is a very robust facial recognition system. I have to say, it goes beyond just the kind of like standard features of the facial recognition system. So it looks good.
Okay, thank you, James.
No problem. All right, thanks everyone for joining. As I said, if you've got any questions, just let Kenny know or reach out to us directly, and we'll put you in touch with them. So again, thanks everyone. All right.